Man, I was thinking of the World Cup and how awesome it has been so far. And I think the most frustrating, exhausting thing for me, kind of twofold, but the same, different sides of the same coin type of thing. We have the nasty Europeans who like to constantly insult Americans when it comes to soccer, and I've seen a lot of that. We're like, oh, Americans shouldn't have the World Cup and they're so dumb and they don't know anything about soccer and they don't care about soccer and on and on and on. And then of course we have the Americans who do the same thing, who also like to insult soccer and talk about how it's such an easy sport and that's why 3-year-olds play it and all this and on and on and on. When of course the reality is America has a top 5 fan base in the entire world in terms of raw numbers. Now we're a massive country, so that number as a percentage of the total population isn't as big as other players, but in raw numbers, it is. We're talking about, 30, 40, 50, 60 million soccer fans in America. Don't tell us, and that goes for you Americans who do the same thing. Don't tell us we're not a soccer nation. Don't tell us we don't know anything about soccer, because that, my friends, is a lie. The problem is we have these other sports that are massive, and when you compare MLS, because of course that's our domestic league, who of course got a media rights deal that completely screwed the fans. No one even knows how to watch MLS anymore. But there, I think, is part of the disconnect. We have all those soccer fans, but most of them are not fans of MLS. I believe the Champions League game, the Champions League final, what, a couple weeks ago, got 10 million viewers in the US, right? See, that's the thing nowadays with streaming and everything else going on. There's a whole lot of soccer we can watch and support from the top 5 leagues over on the other side of the Atlantic. And American soccer fans, because they do know the sport, that is what they're choosing to watch over MLS. At some point, hopefully, fingers crossed, I would love to get MLS to be up there a little higher to get that kind of viewership, to get those kinds of ratings, because we're seeing huge numbers in America when it comes to the ratings. Let me read you a few. We've got Switzerland playing Qatar, 5.395 million viewers. Peak audience, 6.638 million. The Brazil Morocco game, 10.019 million viewers. Okay, these are huge numbers. And this is US. Okay, these are US numbers. Haiti, Scotland, 6 million. Okay, 5.985. I'm calling that 6 million. Australia, Turkey, 1.75 million. Germany, who they play? Krakow? Right? Yeah, 6.256 million. The Netherlands against Japan, 8.838 million. The Ecuador game played in Philly at the link, 4.723 million. The Sweden Tunisia game, 3.098 million. Stop telling America we do not have soccer fans. It is ridiculous. We know the sport. We know the sport well. We just have other massive sports in America as well. We are a sports nation. Now, all of that being said, I am going to end with the one thing that really, really, really made me cringe. And it is not a good look and sort of takes away the impact of everything that I was just saying. And it really, really irks me for another specific reason, but this is Stephen A. Smith. Um, I was gonna say he's on ESPN FC, but no, I think he had someone from ESPN FC on his show. Listen to what he says about France.
But really, for me, it's about Mbappe for France. He scores 2 goals yesterday. Okay, remember, he scored a hat trick in the finals loss to Argentina in 2022. I'm wondering whether or not This is the year for France. Is it? I mean, I'm thinking about France because of Wemby and how he just went home in the NBA Finals. I'm wondering what France is going to do. Could this be the year that they finally get it done and they win the World Cup, considering Mbappe and what we saw him do yesterday and what we know he's capable of doing because he's done it before? But really, for me, it's about Mbappe for France. He's
Oh, that will France finally get it done? That, of course, was Stephen A. Smith, who's making an insane amount of money to the tune of tens of millions of dollars a year to talk sports, which means he also has a heck of a crew of people around him that do research, but he cannot be bothered to know that France, they kind of recently have a World Cup title. This is not France finally breaking through and getting it done. And that just hurts my soul to have someone at that level talk with such confident ignorance on our wonderful sport, man. It crushes me. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I will talk to you later.